The amount of oils that my hair is producing since we moved to Colorado, it's insane. I mean, I'm going through dry shampoo like nobody's business. Just a few minutes ago, my daughter, 11 months old, the perp, ripped page 26 completely out. So it's a good thing I bought this, right? This was a book club book and I wanted to buy it so I could like write in it, because I have a problem with, as we know, forgetting books right after I finish them, like every plot point. So I was gonna kind of like, it just helped myself out a little bit. Well, given the fact that I didn't have a pen at any point when I was reading this book, I did dog ear 2 little spots, but that's it. I didn't write anything, I didn't do anything. So there's 2 dog-eared pages, and then there's 1 page that's ripped out. The cover's just not my vibe. I'm not really a summer reads type of person. I'm not like a beach read or poolside read type of person. Nothing about this drew me in at all. However, it was a book club book for this book club that I'm in. So I did buy it and read it. So I just started reading it, and it was kind of hard. I owned it for a couple weeks now, but I didn't pick it up just because it was like, ugh, a physical book. I haven't read a physical book in a very long time. So I started reading it yesterday. No, I started reading the day before, because I remember when I started reading yesterday, I started at page 50 or like 42 or something. And then I read all the way to page like really far in, like page 220, 25 or something. So I read a lot yesterday. I pretty much couldn't put it down. So let me just really quick recap. I've been railing on already for so long. A quick plot recap. Spoiler, 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 by the way. This is not for people who have not read the book. Pretty much there's a girl who is from Toronto, and her parents buy a lake house in this lake. And she meets a boy next door who's actually like, there's 2 of them, and they start up a friendship, but she's only there for the summer, so it's like a summer thing. After they've known each other for like 3 years, they end up in a relationship, and there's always been like a little bit of flirtation on the part of the older brother, but it's kind of like in a jokey way, because he's like a real player and a real flirt. And the younger one's a little bit more subdued. Well, the book is written in such a way that's like changing between current day and past. And in the current day, she gets a call from the older brother saying that their mother passed away and the funeral's this weekend, and so she drives up there, but it's been 12 years since she's seen either of them, but the boy who she was, her best friend. And we get snippets of the past, and we're just learning about her past, but we don't know what happened that caused them to not see each other for 12 years. You can kind of guess, and once it gets closer, you can really start to guess. But she reconnects with her best friend / ex-boyfriend, and the whole weekend and the funeral and everything happens while she's kind of thinking about all the things that went on in the past and this like big mistake that she made, which I'm just gonna say it's the entire it's the thing that happens at the end. So don't blame me. This is the entire crux of the book. Her best friend / boyfriend, they started dating, and then he tells her that he got like this early acceptance workshop thing in the summer at his university before it starts. He is going to be a doctor, and now I think they've fooled around quite a lot, but they had not slept together. But anyway, he tells her that he has to go early, and so he's not going to be there the whole summer, so they're not going to have one last summer together before college, and she's like really betrayed by that fact. And he goes and he like doesn't really communicate with her, and then so she's hanging out with the older brother a lot, and after one pretty bad fight with a boyfriend wherein kind of insinuated that they had broken up, kind of. She ended up sleeping with the older brother. This is bad for so many reasons. The main one being that she cheated on her boyfriend with his older brother, but other reasons being that she already knew that they had like a big, like, that there was like a lot of competition there, and that there was a lot of like, the younger one felt inferior in a lot of ways. Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. Point is, the boy comes home from college and she's planning on telling him what happened, and he just like proposes to her. 18 years old, he proposes, and she's like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, and she leaves. And she never comes back. Well, the crux of it is that she just assumed that he didn't know what happened, which I'm thinking they're brothers, and pretty close, like honest brothers, so it's weird that he wouldn't have told his brother that, unless he was like, I can't tell. It's not my thing to tell, but it is his thing to tell. Point is, he told the boyfriend slash best friend, the older brother told the boyfriend slash best friend what happened not long after she left, like for good. And so he knew the whole time, and anyway, it was very sweet in the end. You know, they were like have loved each other the whole time, and they never got over it, and blah blah blah. The best part about this book was just the way that it was written. Kind of the way that everything fell together. The timing of the storytelling was really wonderful. Kind of mysterious, as well as like, it was just really beautiful. I felt that the part where after they slept together, and in the now, after they slept together, and he said, I love you, I don't think I ever stopped, right as she says, and she just says, I said what I had been meaning to say, what I should have said 12 years ago. Then she tells the entire, like, then it's the next chapter, and you're hearing about the past of this time that she slept with the, you know, that she was so betrayed and she was so upset, and then she slept with the brother. And then it cuts back to the future, back to the present, and she had said, I slept with your brother. And throughout the course of this conversation, she realizes that he said that he knew the whole time. He had already known that she slept with him. And he had just said at the same time that she said, I slept with your brother, he had said, I love you, I don't think I ever stopped. And she was like, he said that even though he knew the whole time that I had slept with his brother. So anyway, point is that it was really good. Another thing that really made the story was they really were best friends, and I believed it. It wasn't like one of those stories where they just like keep saying they're best friends and you're like, okay, but how? The way that she told it really made it feel like these are two people who are like, they really love each other. They are really best friends. They have like funny jokes and inside jokes that we get to be a part of, and we just are seeing how much they hang out and how much they mean to each other and how much they know about each other, and how many things they have in common or whatever. That was really like well done. I felt like it was pretty early on when she like revealed or talked about to us, the reader, that she felt it was too, she hadn't watched horror movies with any other of her boyfriends. She felt like it was too intimate, but it was like, she said it was something that would have been like on Sam as the boyfriend. It would have been like one of the first points in Sam's biography about me or whatever is that I love horror movies, but nobody else knows that. It just seems like something that's too intimate to share with anyone else. And I really liked that, because it's often how it is with best friends, is like they just know stuff about you that's just like face value, but it's like not necessarily things that you are comfortable sharing with just like the world. One of my like sadnesses, or one of the things that kind of stuck, was that when they were sitting together, the brother and the girl, pretty much he made it clear that he was like in love with her. He seemed like he was kind of a complex character. He seemed like kind of a stand-up guy to have not said anything about it in the past like many years, until that very moment pretty much, and then never mentioned it again after that. So I felt that the rivalry, or like the brotherly relationship between the two boys, was pretty good too. Here's one of my dog ears that I thought was really funny. He says, periods aren't gross. They're part of human biology, and they're actually pretty cool if you think about it. He said, his eyes wide with sincerity. They're basically the foundation of human life. I gave to him. I knew Sam was smart. I'd peeked at the report card that was tacked to the floor of his fridge, but sometimes he said things like, periods are the foundation of human life, that made me feel years behind. I thought that was funny. So just little conversations like that. And then the other dog ear that I had is when she's talking about, he had like a girlfriend when she came back in the now time. And they were like drinking, just the two of them at a bar, him, Sam, and the main girl. And then the girlfriend walked in and she didn't even know she existed. And she was like put together and stuff. The next day she wakes up and she's hungover. And here's what she has to say. I chance tilting my head toward the clock and I'm relieved that the pounding doesn't get worse. I spot 2 purple chocolate bar wrappers on the bedside table and remember taking them from the minibar after I puked. It's 10:23. I groan. I should get up. I booked today off so I wouldn't need to work, but I need to shower. Even I can smell me. Taylor is the girlfriend. Taylor probably wakes up in a pressed pants suit. She probably keeps a bar of 75% fair trade dark chocolate in her kitchen drawer and eats a single square on special occasions. I thought that was funny too. A little jab at the girl. Now a classic of this genre, which is the romance genre, I guess. Horrible epilogue. Just skip it. We do not need to know the weird happily ever after, or after happily ever after, whatever. I just don't like it. But anyway, all that to say, I freaking loved it. I loved the amount of spice as well. I loved how the main character seemed like she had really taken responsibility for her actions, and she wasn't just like, she wasn't really just like mopey sad me. She really had changed her life a lot and knew what she had done was really wrong. And I just liked that. And I liked at the end how Sam also did his own amount of apologizing. He had a lot of things to apologize for. And I really like the juxtaposition between 18-year-old boy and 30-year-old man. Not just her being like, he's a man now, but like literally how he's grown up. The point is, I really love this book. I recommend it. I've heard that I should read The Summer I Turned Pretty after this because it's really similar. So yeah, that's life.